Hey there, I'm Dr. Dave. This is Microdose U, and after 51 days on the road, yeah, I did a little road, not a little, a big road trip. I'm back. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, you can see that I'm back in my home studio. It feels weird. I'm glad to be back home after traveling in my car for 51 days across the United States. But you know, I already missed the road, and I think I'm going to go back, and we'll talk later about that. But for today, I've got some really important stuff for you. I want to talk actually about something that's been quietly bothering me for a long time. Maybe not quietly bothering me. My wife and close friends know about this. They know this about me, actually. I'm wondering if I'm the only one who feels this way. Okay, let's set this up. Here's what happens. I pull into a hotel or a restaurant looking forward to a smooth, peaceful check-in or a nice, quiet meal. And right before I get there, a car full of people pulls in, or worse, an entire tour bus, like clockwork. It happens almost every time, or at least it seems like it. And it completely screws me up. The moment I was mentally already stepping into is gone. It's replaced by noise, a crowd, a wait in line, or just the feeling that my space has been absolutely, totally invaded. And it's not just hotels or restaurants. It happens in lines. It happens in waiting rooms. It happens when I walk into a place and a group walks in right before me. By the way, groups of people, they bother me. I don't know why they do. They just do. It happens when someone in the next hotel room is talking on their phone and I can hear it. I feel it in my chest. My system gets really tight. It's like I'm bracing for something. The discomfort is real. I've come to understand this is a form of situational anxiety. It's not panic. It's not a fear of people, but it's a very specific kind of unease that shows up in certain moments, moments where I lose control of the environment or when something unexpected throws off the rhythm I had in my mind. It's a kind of tension that creeps in during what should be a simple, everyday situation. A crowd walks in before me. A long line forms just as I arrive. I'm seated near a table that just feels off. It's the anticipation that hits me hardest. I'm already uncomfortable before anything even happens. And what I'm learning is this is my nervous system. It's just doing what it's supposed to be doing. It thinks it's being helpful. It's scanning ahead, predicting discomfort, and trying to protect me. But it ends up creating the experience that I don't want. And here's the part that really makes me stop and think. I've been microdosing, as you know, for over 4 years. Psilocybin has changed my life. My anxiety and depression are completely gone. Gone. It's been one of the most powerful tools I've ever discovered in my entire life. So you think this would be gone too, this situational anxiety with crowds of people and lines. You think that would have been wiped out along the way, but it hasn't been, at least not fully. This piece still lingers, and I'm being honest about it today because I know I'm most likely not alone. I think this is probably next layer stuff. It's the next place to go deeper. And I'm ready to start working on it. I'm ready to start right now because I've had enough of letting these moments steal my peace. From here forward, I want to bring calm into these situations instead of hoping the outside world will just hand it to me. I want to show up grounded no matter who's ahead of me in line, no matter how long that line is, but I'm not sure if it's possible. Just to let you know what I'm talking about, I want to share a story that happened to me and my wife probably about 6 months ago. As you know, I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. We have 5 national parks here in Utah. We love national parks, and we even try to go when we can. off season, so the crowds are usually not tremendous. But I remember about 6 months ago, we were at Bryce Canyon, and there's a favorite lunch place we have there. It's like a little buffet. It's just kind of really cool. It's not fancy, it's not special. We just love it. And so we went into this buffet and we started eating, and everything was fine. And then about 10 or 15 minutes later, this, I don't even know how to describe it, a tremendous tour bus pulls up. And I'm not kidding you when I say probably in the order of about 80 to 100 people came off this tour bus and got in line at the buffet. And they didn't have a special room for them. They didn't have a special line. They were in the line that everybody else uses. Just picture 80 or 90 people in this line. Now, luckily, we had already gone through the line and we got our food, but I didn't feel for a second that I'd be able to even go back in the line and get seconds if I wanted to, or get some type of dessert or something like that. I felt like we were locked out because of this tour bus that came in. And it's the kind of feeling that I always have in these kind of situations, a big group, a big bus, something that's just not peaceful for me. It really, really bothers me, and I'm trying to work on it, but it's a struggle for me. And another thing that always seems to happen, my wife and I, or I alone, pull up to a hotel to check in. We got a reservation ready to check in, and right before us, it happens almost 100% of the time. Another car zooms in, pulls up in front, and typically somebody group gets out, and they're ahead of us in line, and it takes forever. So it just, this is me. I know it's a struggle for me. I know it's something that I've got to get over, and it's something that I absolutely am going to be working on. Since the magic mushrooms, the psilocybin has helped my anxiety and depression pretty much go to zero. But it's different. It's a situational anxiety. Like, I'm not anxious on a regular basis anymore, but in certain situations, yes, I get very uncomfortable. So here's my question. Am I the only one that hates this? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe there are others who feel this same kind of subtle tension in everyday situations. I don't know. If you do, I just want to let you know you're not broken. You're not too sensitive. I should say, we're not broken. We're not too sensitive. We're just aware. We're tuned in. And that awareness can become our strength. Thanks so much for listening to my struggle, because there's a good chance my struggle could also be your struggle, and we're working on this together. Now, let's get into some questions that were sent in to me from the mailbag. I try to do these on every episode now because it's getting increasingly difficult for me to answer them as they come in. So I just try to save the good ones, save the ones that I think are appropriate for the podcast, and I try my best to answer them here. Just to let you know, also, if you're brand new to me, welcome. I appreciate you. Brand new episode comes out every single Wednesday, and tonight. I'm recording this a day or two in advance, but tonight, this should be Wednesday, June 25th, as you're listening to this. It just came out Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. I've got a live meeting going tonight on our Patreon channel. Check the show notes. By the way, check the show notes and my website, microdoseu.com, for everything you need to know, all the important links. But on Patreon tonight, we try to do this every 2 weeks or so now. We have a live meeting answering your questions in real time, and it's become a real awesome thing. We've got like a little family going here on Patreon. I should say there on Patreon. It's not here, it's there. There on Patreon. It's a different platform. We get to talk about the things that we really are not able to talk about here on the podcast. So I welcome you. Welcome all new members. We hope to have you join us. And if you missed this one, if you're listening to this too late, join anyway, because we try to do these every couple weeks or so. So you'll be in on the whole thing. So okay, let's go ahead and answer some questions from the mailbag. From YouTube at Hillary Naomi 8251, she asks, is 150 milligrams of psilocybin and 300 milligrams of lion's mane still a microdose? Before I answer the question, I want you to tell me, does it sound like a microdose to you? And I'm not talking to Hillary now. She's the one to answer. I'm talking to you, my listener or viewer. Does 150 milligrams of psilocybin and 300 milligrams of lion's mane still sound like a microdose. And I will tell you, it's a little bit of a trick question. I'll give you a second or two to think about that. 150 milligrams of psilocybin. Forget about the lion's mane part. The lion's mane part is just another mushroom. It's a natural mushroom that helps cognitive function, but even get rid of that part. I'm talking about 150 milligrams of psilocybin. Is that a microdose? Okay, the answer is no, it's not a microdose. And here's the reason, because it's a little bit of a mistake that Naomi made. 150 milligrams of dried ground magic mushrooms are a microdose because you're weighing the entire thing, you're weighing the entire mushroom. But if you just had pure psilocybin, like she's asking, is 150 milligrams of psilocybin a microdose? No, that would be a large dose. So you got to just make sure the terminology is correct. But I think I know what she was getting at. And yes, 150 milligrams of dried ground mushrooms is absolutely a microdose. So yeah, you're well within. A microdose is somewhere between 50 milligrams and somewhere upwards of 300 milligrams, which 300 milligrams will be zero point 0.3 grams. I'm sure you got your conversions right? Everybody knows how to convert. It's very important. Okay, next question from Diane Ank. She says, hello from France. Can my 65-year-old mother with type 2 diabetes and hypertension safely microdose fresh truffles? So let me back up for a second. In Europe, it seems like truffles are more common than magic mushrooms. It's just it's another fungus, but it's different than a mushroom. A truffle is a little bit different than a mushroom, but anyway, let's pretend they're the same because the dosages will be different. But let's pretend they're the same because they both contain psilocybin. Okay, so can my 65-year-old mother, type 2 diabetes and hypertension safely microdose? So my answer is, first of all, this is not medical advice. I cannot give medical advice here. And also, I want you to make sure that you check with your doctor. You should always check with your doctor before you take any type of supplement or medication. But my answer would be absolutely yes. Magic mushrooms, psilocybin, magic truffles do not really affect, in a bad way, do not affect diabetes. They have no effect on diabetes or hypertension. Now, some people might say, "Oh yeah, if you take psilocybin, it could raise your blood pressure a tiny bit." But remember, this is a microdose. So yeah, although it could theoretically raise your blood pressure temporarily just a little bit, as long as she's got that under control in general on medication or whatever she's doing, it should be no problem. It should be no problem at all. And thanks from France. Thanks for listening from France or listening or viewing. I really, really appreciate that. Rylan McFadden J6R asks, hey man, I took my microdose to one of your videos. I just wanted to say thank you for the guidance. You're a great dude and I respect the work. Hey Rylan, you didn't really have a question there, but hey, I really appreciate that. That means the world to me when I hear something like that. So thank you very much. Keep microdosing and keep listening or watching, however, whatever platform you're on. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen or watch, we're probably there. Slayer Hawk X, get to the point. What? Hey Slayer, I appreciate you being with us. I really do, but we kind of take things at our pace here because we think it's the right pace. And I hope you stick with us. I really do. But if you don't stick with us, there are probably other podcasts out there for you that maybe you would appreciate more. I don't know. But again, I hope you stick with us. Natural being, I don't have ground mushrooms, just the whole dried mushrooms. What can I do? My answer would be grind them. Right? It's that simple. You can get yourself a little inexpensive coffee grinder and just grind them. You're almost there. You're almost there. Grind them. And the reason we grind them, do you all know why we grind them? It's very important because if you just had a whole dried mushroom, whole dried magic mushroom, let's say you just took a bite of it. We'll use the easiest explanation possible. The psilocybin in a whole dried mushroom is scattered throughout, and it's not uniformly scattered throughout. So you could take a bite out of one, and you get a tremendous amount of psilocybin. And then you could take a bite out of one and you bite the wrong area and you get almost nothing. So when you grind it up into a powder and mix it all up, it's evenly distributed at that point. So we recommend grinding and just don't take a random bite from magic mushroom. Those are great questions, and I really hope they help in some way. I appreciate all of you. Remember, Patreon live meeting tonight, if you're listening to this early enough, Wednesday night, June 25th. But again, we have them every couple weeks, so it's worth your while to join Patreon. Yes, it is a paid channel. It's paid. It costs money. But I'll tell you something. In US dollars, it's roughly $12.50 a month. It's, what is that, a few cups of coffee per month? It could be the best money you ever spend because we answer the real questions and we get together like a family there. And you get to see outtakes and stuff that I do that I just don't do on my podcast or anywhere else. So I think it's a pretty cool thing, and it's very, very, very inexpensive. As I said, brand new episode every Wednesday. I'll see you on the next episode. And as I say on the end of every episode, I really appreciate you being here. And yes, I do love you. I am Dr. Dave. See you next time.